Hi everyone, this is Athena from Courage Coaching. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the correlation between somebody who has narcissistic personality disorder and health anxiety, also known as hypochondria. Now, hypochondriacs are not looking for a cure for their ailment, but rather somebody to witness their suffering. People with narcissistic personality are particularly vulnerable to having hypochondria because they have a very fragile sense of self, and they essentially transform their psychological fragility into physical fragility. Narcissistic personality disordered individuals may fear falling apart physically because they sometimes cannot handle their own mental illness. And because their sense of self is so easily shattered, hypochondria is something that is created in order to cope with this fragility, with this sensitivity. Sadly, because individuals with narcissistic personality are incredibly manipulative, they will use this health anxiety that they have, this hypochondria, to manipulate others in caring for them all the time. People with narcissistic personality, and especially narcissistic mothers or covert narcissistic mothers, will use hypochondria to manipulate their family members. So a narcissistic mother with hypochondria will call her children all the time and ask them to take her to a doctor's appointment. She will complain of aches and pains. She will constantly have something wrong with her. And this will always come up at a moment when the mother needs to control her adult child. It is very, very difficult for any child to cope with a mother who is always ill, because they will then internalize this and they will also develop anxieties around health. Think about it. If you have a mother who is constantly ill, who has constantly got something wrong with her, who is constantly going to doctors, who is constantly anxious about health, she will most likely transfer that onto her child. And then her child will develop these same fears, these same phobias. And even if the child is perfectly healthy, every little thing will be looked at as if it's a physical problem, as if it's a physical health concern. This, unfortunately, is extremely destructive for the young child growing up. Now, when the child has finally managed to grow up and leave the family home and carve out a life of its own and try and be independent, the narcissistic mother in this case will try and do everything in her power to draw that child back in, to get the child to come and cater to her every worry, to her every health anxiety. It's incredibly difficult for the child to then lead an independent life because he constantly has this mother that is always on the phone, asking for help, worrying about something that's gone wrong, exaggerating her symptoms, saying that they are a lot worse than they are. So even if maybe she's having, a little bit of pain in the chest, she'll probably think she's having a heart attack. Or if she maybe has a headache, she'll probably think she has a brain tumor. So everything that may be wrong with her is exaggerated. And a lot of narcissistic mothers, especially the covert type, do suffer with a lot of little health concerns. They are mostly mental, but she will constantly think that they are worse than they are, and these small health concerns will become huge. The hypochondriac mother will also burden her partner. The partner will constantly have to deal with this as well. However, she will always choose her children to be the ones that support her through her health concerns. And if she is a single narcissistic mother or a divorced narcissistic mother or a bereaved narcissistic mother, then this is when the children will have it even tougher. If the mother doesn't have anybody to lean on, the children will be her source of narcissistic supply for absolutely everything. Manipulation will be used constantly, and the child will constantly have to cater to the mother's anxieties, to the mother's health concerns. They will constantly be needed to take the mother to the doctor, to take the mother to the hospital because the mother's too scared to drive. So the mother will always have excuses as to why she cannot do something herself. The exaggerated reaction that a narcissistic individual has is mainly because they need somebody to be there for them. They need somebody to observe their pain, to observe their suffering, to be there for their suffering. Narcissistic individuals, they need an audience for this, just like they do with everything else they do in life. When they are fragile, when they are not well, when their health is bothering them, when their health is scaring them, this is when they will need other people even more. And in some instances, even if the narcissistic parent isn't suffering, isn't really that bad, they will then fake it. They will pretend that they are ill in order to control whoever it is they want to control. So let's not forget, people with narcissistic personality disorder, they lie a lot, they manipulate a lot, they control a lot, and they need narcissistic supply. Now, if you can relate to the topic of this video, then please feel free to share your experience in the comments below. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching and for listening. I hope you found it helpful. And if you have any questions at all, then please feel free to send me an email to courageasallyouneed@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.